How's it going, everyone? We're gonna wait a couple of minutes, let some people join in on the live stream. Ha, this guy's like first. That's funny. Good job. I wanted to show you guys how to fix the camera in Donkey Kong Country 64 with RetroArch on the Nintendo Switch specifically. We'll boot this up.
Okay.
What are you guys up to this evening?
Here we go.
Vulkan API on the Nintendo Switch?
If you wanna clap, as we take you through this monkey
I
rap.
don't know if that's possible.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I think the Wii U does have an AMD chipset, if I'm not mistaken. That would make more sense.
Donkey Kong.
The Nintendo Switch has an NVIDIA chip, so as you can see, there are graphical issues with Donkey Kong's Wii. So many people have been asking, how do you fix the camera? How do you fix the camera? Let's get into this game. It's a really fun game once you start to progress. So once we get into the actual game, I'm going to explain and show you guys the issue with the camera, and then I'm going to take the time to show you guys step by step how to fix the camera in Donkey Kong 64. What's going on, everyone? Just hanging out right now. Need to get past these cutscenes.
I've been waiting a long time for this moment. Soon Donkey Kong and his pretty little island will be no more.
What's going on, John? Hook up, kid. Fatty. Image to Android. I'm playing Majora's Mask with Dynamic and it's running pretty well, but some of the cutscenes just show graphics green, except for a few pixels on the right. Yeah, that's something known. I've noticed cutscenes have been having issues. That might be due to screen buffers not being fully implemented right now. Game looks good. Not too bad at all. Could run a little better once we get performance. We'll probably run it at a higher graphics, internal graphics quality, resolution itself, but for now, what it's running at is nice.
I want you to do everything in your power.
I think the internal resolution for this game, which runs pretty good, is 720p, if I'm not mistaken.
And take care of these pathetic friends. This time there can be no mistakes.
Oh, Your Excellency, we've already taken care of business.
I hope for your sake you're right this time.
No.
While you'll be busy looking for your precious golden bananas, flea-bitten friends, I'll be preparing my lizard flavor
Almost
surprise.
in-game, not too much longer. I hope everyone's been enjoying themselves, having fun with the dynamic recompiler. It's been running a lot better. Most of these games. There are some games that don't launch with dynamic recompiler, so you will want to switch to cached interpreter if that's the case. Donkey Kong's daydreaming, eh? He's chilling. He's got a nice little pad here. I like it. It's chill. He's got the boom box. He's got the stump for a chair. There's some coal and TNT. This guy's good for a party. Fireworks and everything going on over there. Oh, record player. That's what I'm talking about. What's over here? The tire. Chilling. Just having some fun. Alright, we go outside. Do I need to copy the whole file onto my SD card, or can I just get certain files out, just trying to save space? It's worth copying everything. You can, the desktop file and the payload are probably the one things I would remove, or the two things I would remove. So let's see, the camera's messing up. Now, if you kept tapping R2, the camera will adjust. But I don't think that's a solution now, is it? Not at all. So without tapping R2 constantly, resetting the camera basically, you'll notice no matter what it starts to jump. I'm gonna turn here towards the house so you can see better. So without consistently pushing R2, you're gonna notice the camera's doing this. Now we do have a fix for that without consistently pushing R2. Now I'm not too sure what you forgot to configure on your end, why it keeps hard crashing. That's weird. Maybe you need to reformat your micro SD card. Make sure it's FAT32 for one. If you got some corrupt files, maybe try re-downloading the files themselves and copying them back over. So even if you go in here, come back out afterwards, you'll notice, look, Cranky's all spazzing out. We're aware of the joints and everything, the arms and ligaments of these characters bouncing around. These things will all be sorted out over time. Gotta be patient. So even after progressing a bit, you're gonna notice that it's still doing the camera zoom constantly. So I'm gonna show you guys what to do right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick any spot, whatever spot you feel like picking, okay? I'm gonna chill here on the tree because it's a good example of the camera issue. So, I'm gonna make a save state right here. I'm gonna make sure it's not on my actual live save state that I've been using. So I'm gonna save here on 7. You can do it at any point in the game. If you're further in the game or whatever, you're good to do this. Now I've made my save state, so that's the first thing you should be doing. Make a save state wherever you are in game, like this, similar to this. Now you're gonna go to options, you're gonna go down to frame buffer emulation. You're gonna turn that on. Along with that, you're going to go down to depth buffer to RDRAM. You're going to change that to software. You're going to go back. See, that doesn't fix it just yet. So keep following along, alright? You got this? Make sure you're following this. I'm gonna make an extra save state, just to have. That second save state, don't worry with that. But you want your save state so you're in game to jump back in. You're gonna close content because you've changed those settings. You're gonna go back in to Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Followed your suggestions about the audio driver and frame buffer. Runs much better now, thanks. No problem. Always happy to help. The frame rate is gonna be decreased right now with the settings I have enabled. So make sure you load into the save state you made. Now, as you can see, the camera is steady. No, you don't have to install the NSP. If you have Pokemon Quest installed on your Nintendo Switch, when you go to launch Pokemon Quest, it's going to launch into Homebrew, as long as you're using the files that I've provided. So as you see now, the camera's not acting up the way it was. But the frame rate evidently has decreased quite a bit. So we're not done. Continue following along, alright? So we're gonna stand somewhere where we get a nice view of things. Okay, we're gonna stand right here. Now, you're gonna make another save state. You can go right over top of the original one. Gotta wait patiently. Patiently for that save state to finish up. You're gonna go back down to options. You're gonna turn frame buffer emulation back off. You're gonna put depth buffer to RDRAM back to from memory. Still slow. Close content. Launch back into the game.
Okay.
Load that save state. Now, as you can see, give the game a second. As dynamic recompiler is still in beta, but look at the frame rate now. I know I'm not showing the frame rate, but if you listen to the game, observe the game, the frame rate has increased. And the camera is good. I'm gonna go back to where I was originally. Good to go. You don't have to worry. Now, you don't have to continue doing that constantly to do this. Now that everything's been applied, and come over here, make another save state. I'll run over here and show you guys. Every time you load into the save state, you're gonna be good to go. It was fine until I thrashed it hardcore loading a load of tiny realms onto it. Haha. Come over here, load my save state, and the quality's still good. So I gotta emphasize that to a lot of people. If you launch Pokemon Quest, you're gonna launch right into Homebrew. If you're losing the packages I've provided, which is going to enable the full use of RAM of the Nintendo Switch completely when you're in RetroArch. I'm going to show you again the issue, and I'm going to sum it up real quick how to fix it again. So, you're here, make a save state while you're in game. It's the last time I'm going to show you in the video and in this process how to fix this. Go to options, frame buffer, emulation true, depth buffer to RD RAM, software, go back. The game's still gonna have the issue, so you're gonna close content. Go into the game. There's ways around everything. Trust me.
Okay.
A lot of people keep saying they're having issues and crashing and everything. Well, not a lot of people. There are a small fraction and percentage of people. So load back into the save state. Camera's fixed with low frame rate. You go back in. Change these settings. Frame buffer back to false. Depth buffer RD RAM back to from memory. You're gonna make a save state with this camera fix. Yeah, even with airplane mode, it doesn't necessarily keep your connection fully off. It does seem to talk once in a while, so you might want to forget the internet connection once in a while, or use DNS or whatever options you think are best for yourself. Close content with those settings. Load back in, and when I load into the save state, you're gonna see the fix is applied once again. And that's it for talking about the fix right now. We're gonna move on to other things after this. And there you go. Give it a second. The frame rate will increase, stabilize, because this is in beta. And yes, we know about the arms flinging around and everything. Now you got a camera fix. I didn't make it. Good to go. But instead of playing here, I'm going back to my save state. What's going on? You guys want to see some progression? I got Diddy Kong already. So the camera's still fixed. I'm gonna grab this coin. And he missed it. Of course he did. Oh, wrong button. That's okay. There we go. The frame rate will increase as I progress a little bit. Get in here. If you guys are using SXOS and you're complaining about crashing and stuff, there's your problem there. I want you guys to know that for sure. Using RetroArch and SXOS, because remember, it's not officially supported. SXOS has its own problems. Do something. Atmosphere is exactly where it's at. Open source. Oh, I gotta get the gun first. But boom. Yeah, I am hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry. I wouldn't mind grabbing something to eat. I'm eating chocolate right now. I'd rather eat something healthy. This is what I'm eating right now. Laura C-chord. No, it's alright. I can cut off the live stream for a little bit. I'm gonna come back and hang out with these guys in a bit. That's not a problem. We'll hang out with everyone. To my Mr. Homebrew. I'm gonna be going to eat in a moment. Boom. Take that out. I'll grab these coins first. What's going on? I hope you guys are figuring things out a little bit. Keep frame buffering emulation off to increase your frame rate. SXOS and having constant crashing and stuff with RetroArch, that's not a problem with RetroArch. That's a problem with SXOS. Because it runs good with Atmosphere. SXOS is more closed source, so. If you have corrupt files, on your micro SD card, that could cause issues. So as you can see, the camera issue has been cleared up using the steps I did before. The game's running nice. Turn off frame buffering emulation. See this setting right here? Turn that off. Put it to false. That might be one of your issues. So I'm gonna make a save state here. I'm gonna be going to eat dinner, you guys. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. It's hard to say exactly what the issue is for you. It should be good. It should be running good. So, I'm heading out, grab something to eat. Thanks a lot for tuning in, you guys. No, threaded audio. Threaded audio is in driver. And then you go to audio and it says switch thread. And again, make sure you have frame buffer emulation on false. The game should be running good for you. It's running good for me. Don't be running Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 1440p sometimes can be pushing it in handheld. And dock, it runs a slight bit better at 1440p, but wait for that optimization. You know, think smart. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm going to eat. I'll be back in a little bit, so stay tuned for a live stream in just a